Hi everybody, Claire here from Rainbow Acrylics. I am so excited. I'm about to do a huge commission. So the commission is for a gallery wrapped canvas, which is 120 by 76 centimetres. So really the biggest I've done so far. The colours are blues and greens and golds. The customer that this is for wants quite bright, but has decided to opt for several different shades of the same colours. So I came up with this little colour palette for her to look at. So I'm going to be using all of these colours apart from the fluorescent green and then this darker green, and we're taking out the Payne's grey as well. So we're just left with blues, greens, turquoises and some golds, which I just think are going to look amazing together. So the paints I'm using Pebeo Studio acrylics. I'm using 5 of them. So I've got the iridescent blue-black, the iridescent blue-green, iridescent green-blue, the iridescent gold, and then the iridescent green-yellow, all by Pebeo Studio acrylics. For the deeper gold, I'm using Montmartre gold. I'm using a couple of other ones, Royal and Langnickel Phthalocyanine blue, which I love this colour. De La Rowney Graduate Acrylic Phthalo Turquoise I'm going to be using. And then some Amsterdam acrylics. So I've got greenish blue, which is a transparent, and then I've got sky blue light, which is an opaque, and then Amsterdam white. So this is going to be a Dutch pour. It's going to have a white base, and then I'm going to do a sort of swirly pattern diagonally across the canvas. I've mixed all my paints already into squeeze bottles. So the ratio that I've used, I've mixed them all with floetrol. The ratio I've used is 2 parts floetrol to 1 part paint to 1.5 parts water. I've done them all exactly the same except for the metallics. They are 2 parts floetrol, 1 part paint, 2 parts water. The metallics are thicker, so I always ended up adding water. So I have mixed them all like that. The white base, 2 to 1 to 1.5, everything is exactly that ratio. So let's get started, let's get pouring. Right, I'm all ready to pour. I've just decided to do a quick drip test to check the consistency because there's so many colours in this. So if you can see on here, I've just put a little drop of each colour on here, and then I'm just going to tip the paper up and let's just see how they run. There's a couple like here and here which they touch, so I've put extra drops on. So the white is definitely quite runny, along with the blue, the pale blue and the turquoise. Some of the slightly thicker colours, this green is definitely quite thick, and the blue, and this greeny one here. So what I'm going to do is just add a little bit more water to each of those paints, and then I know they're going to be all about the same consistency, so that's really worth doing. Right, I'm all set up. This is my huge canvas. The first thing I have done to prepare to do this painting is I've put some big push pins in the back. It just means that the canvas is nicely lifted off the table, so I can get my hands underneath to pick it up to move it around as I need to. Next thing I've already done is make sure that the painting is level. So I've put my level along in lots of positions all the way around the canvas, just to make sure that it's level. It has to be level, otherwise the paint will not stay flat and it will slide as the painting is drying. So I have mixed up my paint. I have never mixed up such a big jug of paint before. So in here is my Amsterdam white. It is 600 grams of floetrol, 300 grams of Amsterdam white, and then 450 grams of water. So I've got my 2 to 1 to 1.5 ratio. If you can see the consistency, it just pours beautifully. There's no mound where the paint re-enters the surface there. It just sinks immediately as it pours off. It just pours off really nicely. So I might have made too much, I'm not sure. I'd much rather have too much than not enough. I've stirred it quite a lot. I've opted for stirring instead of putting it in a bottle and shaking, because when you put it in a bottle, you get a lot more air bubbles. So I decided, I've done it this morning, I've left it about an hour. So I just decided I would mix it with a stick, just to try and not get as many air bubbles. Whoa, this is so much paint. So I just put some on to start with. Two ways of doing this. You can either use a hairdryer to blow this out, or you can just spread it out with a spatula. And I just prefer doing this because I get a really good feel of how much paint is underneath the spatula as I'm moving it around, so I can tell where there's more, where there's not enough. And when I spread it with a spatula, it doesn't look even to start with. It will even out, it will level itself. You can see all my marks where I've been, but it will level itself out. Right, so I'm just going to get rid of the air bubbles. There's actually not too many now, which I'm really pleased about. Right, in terms of the order of colours, I've got my order. I'm splitting up the blues and the greens, and I'm trying to alternate dark, light, dark, light. So the discussion I've had with the customer for this piece is I want to do a wiggly line that's going to go diagonally across. So I've got two choices. Either I can just do one S, I think that would look quite good actually, or I can do a couple of S's. I think, I keep getting bits of fluff in it. I think I'm going to go, oh I don't know. I think I'm going to go for one big S, because then there's going to leave some nice negative space, but the space will be, it will be the same up and down. I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to have to go for this. I'm a bit nervous. Obviously I'm going to need more paint on here than I would for a normal canvas because it's so big. So I think I'm going to go for a wiggly line, but then I might, I'm not sure. I'm just going to see how it goes and think as I go. Right, enough is enough. I think I've got plenty of paint on there. Maybe too much, I don't know. What I'm really happy with is, can you see that the colours just sit perfectly on top of the white? They haven't sunk, and that means that I've got the consistency right. I wondered if this darker green has sunk slightly, but I think that's why I was having problems pouring it actually out of the bottle. So it hasn't sunk. So what I'm going to do next is flood the canvas with white. So I'm going to pour white just around the edges, give it a torch, and then blow the white over the colours so that they start mixing a bit. I've got a couple of little drips here. If you get a drip, just touch it very gently with your finger and it will just come off. It just disappears. It doesn't really matter too much because the paint will be blown over there. Right, so as I said, I'm just going to pour a little bit of white along the edges of the colour. And this will just help the paint to flow over the canvas. Because this is quite a big area here, I'm just going to do a little bit of extra paint there. Oh, there's so much paint on here now, I hope there's not too much. Right, so with the low setting on my hairdryer, I'm just going to gently blow the colours over. Wow, this is so exciting. Right, let's give it a torch now. The cells are incredible. I've got some amazing cells coming up. Do you know what? I'm going to bring you in for a quick close-up of this because this is just beautiful. Can you see the cells and the colours? It seems such a shame to actually now blow this out because it's beautiful like this. Great. Let's try and put you back over there without falling. My tripod very precariously balanced on dining room chairs and upside down laundry baskets. Right, here goes. Here is the really scary part. So how on earth am I going to do this? I'm definitely going to start in the centre. Go up, down. Oh, I don't want to do it. I love it like this. Okay. So when I do this, I'm going to put it on the low setting, but I'm going to press the cool button on my hairdryer, and that, not for to change the temperature, because it just makes it slightly faster flowing air. Right, bits I'm happy with, bits I'm not happy with. I love, love, love the colours. These two petally bits here are missing the colour. There's a lot of paint here, so I'm wondering if I just re-blow, massive air bubble there, the paint. The alternative is that I just put more paint on the canvas. The paint has splattered everywhere, which shows I've got a lot of paint on here. So I'm going to have to sort that out. But this is there's nothing here. So I quite like this big mixture of colour in the centre. So maybe I'll just add a little bit more paint here and here. Yeah. Right, that's better. And then I'm going to now spend quite a while fiddling around, blowing with my mouth, just to tweak everything. The colours are amazing. And the cells that are coming up are just gorgeous. The longer I'm leaving this, the more cells that are appearing. And I haven't even torched it yet. I expect when I torch, I'll get more. Here it is finished. I've spent absolutely ages blowing around the edges to try and get the edges just right. It's taken me a long time, so I stopped filming because I had to move the table as well so I could get around the other side of the table. So it's huge. There is so much paint. I love it. The colours are amazing. So let's go in for a close-up here. The amount of cells and the amount of interest in this is just incredible. I just look at the cells, they're just everywhere, absolutely everywhere. The paints have all blended beautifully. It's so interesting. I mean, just look at that, the blend of colours there. It's just gorgeous. And then these tiny little cells, beautiful cells. The edges are gorgeous. They've come out really well. Lovely, thick, solid edges to this canvas with lots of lovely colour on now. I love this lime green. I think the lime green makes it because it gives it this really bright element to it. It really makes the colours just really pop and come alive. The paints have interacted together amazingly. I'm so happy with this. The colours are gorgeous. Absolutely love them. There's quite a few metallics, so when this dries, it will just look beautiful. It will be really shimmery as well. I mean, just how interesting. You just keep looking. I love these little fan bits here, these sort of lines, and here, and over here. So this is where I think it's where the hairdryer has got down really deep into the paint and blown it out. It's just really makes it really interesting, I think. I think what's good is you've got so many different sorts of patterns. You've got the cells, you've got the fanned out lines, you've got the dense colour, you've got the faded colour at the edges. So I'm really happy. So I'm going to show this to my customer. I really hope she likes it. And then I'll be back once it's dry. It's finally dry. It took about 5 days. I wasn't expecting it to take that long, but paintings do dry from the outside inwards, and it's huge, so it's going to take a long time. So finally dry, and I love it. I just feel it's exactly what the customer has asked for. The design, the colours, really, really pleased with it. So let me take you in for a close-up. It's going to be a landscape canvas on the wall, by the way, which is why I'm showing you this way round. So let's go in for a landscape. What you may be able to see, I'm not sure if you can, but there's a lot of shimmer. All the gold is shimmery. There's turquoise that's shimmering now. You just can't see it on my phone, unfortunately. But let's go in for a close-up. It's really interesting. I love the bright solid colour in the centre, and then I love the way it just fades out. So you've got this really soft, subtle edge to the painting. The colours are just fab. Really pleased with these colours. I mean, look at the bright gold. If you really look in detail, yeah, the bright gold there. You've got the bright blue, some turquoise in here. Gold, it looks gorgeous. That's the lime green there. So if you really look, you see so much. That is one of my favourite blues in there, I can see, and there. But the blue, when it mixes with white, it just looks so bright and vibrant. I'm really, really pleased with it. Really happy. So this painting is going to be hung on a grey wall. I think it's quite a light grey, but a grey wall, which is amazing because you'll get the contrast with the white next to the grey. And then just look on this pattern here, this bit here, the number of cells. Yeah, just amazed. Oh, there's my favourite blue. How it fans out there, really pretty. Right, so all done. So once this is cured, it will take 3 or 4 weeks. I'm going to varnish it with Liquitex High Gloss Varnish, and that will just give it a real nice shine. It will make the colours really pop and stand out, and all the iridescence will really shimmer beautifully. Great, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. Please hit the notification bell, and then you'll be the first to know of any new videos that I bring out. And please leave me any comments or anything you'd like to say or ask. Please just leave a comment. Great, thank you.